where we left off in the previous video. So it was slightly out of focus here, but not too bad. And as you can see, they're pretty shaky. So all the clips we have coming up after this, they're 100% in focus, as good as I could get them, and a lot more steady as well, because I found a way to mount this up on my tripod. But here's where we left off, and I just wanted to recap on this because this is pretty good footage here. Way across the lake there is over 1,000 yards, but down here where all these cars and people are, it was like 400, 450 yards, and you can see them, other than my shaky hands there, plain as day. And again, it wasn't quite fully in focus there, but that's where we left off on the previous video, so I just wanted to throw that in because I thought it was actually pretty good footage. Now, in case you're not going to go check out that original review video, you can change the reticle here, including the collar, so you can change it to whatever collar works best for you. Now, here's my dog at about 35 to 40 yards, and this is with all this footage, all of it, through the entire video, is with the 50mm lens, and this is all the way zoomed out here, 35 to 40 yards. So you can see that's really where that 35, the smaller 35mm lens, is going to come into play. It only gives you a 2 to 16x magnification, whereas the 50mm lens is giving you 2.8 to 22.4x. So all the way zoomed out here, we are at 2.8x, basically 3x magnification. The smaller 35mm lens is going to give you 2x magnification. So if you do, all of your shooting within 200 yards, you're basically only going to need the 35mm lens. I mean, you might want the 50 to zoom in more for shots between 100 and 200 yards. You might prefer that. It's kind of personal preference. But if you're doing a lot of your shooting, or most of your shooting, like people that hunt rats or whatever at night, inside of 100 yards, or God forbid even inside of 50, you're definitely going to want that smaller lens for that. That way you can be zoomed out a little bit. That said, I'm confident in saying that, say you are shooting rats, you're going to be able to take 5-10 yard shots, as close as 5 or 10 yards, with that 35mm lens. No issue whatsoever. They're also smaller targets, so they're not going to fill up the whole screen like a dog would at 5 or 10 yards. And I mean, honestly, probably 10, 15, 20 yards, you'd be just fine with that 50mm lens. But if you're going to do a lot of close range shots like that, I would definitely go with the 35mm. But you can get it with both, like how I received it. Again, check out the review video. So that is an option. You can get both lenses. So if you're going to do some close range as well as some long range stuff, several 100 yards, you do have the option there